But no, I'll read what they said then. So they basically put, once muscle creatine stores are fully saturated, creatine stores can generally be maintained by ingesting 3 to 5 grams a day, although some studies indicate that larger athletes may need to ingest as much as 5 to 10 grams a day in order to maintain creatine stores, which makes sense. Obviously, it's like the protein thing we spoke about the other week. You know, the larger you are, the odds are you're going to need more of whatever it is you're taking simply because you're a larger individual. We're not necessarily saying, you know, because someone's fat. It could be literally because you are an absolute unit. You know, you could be 7 foot tall. You could be, I don't know, a sumo wrestler. I mean, personally for me, I've always gone with this sort of 5 grams a day protocol, nice and simple. It's literally, the only time I ever take any time off it as well would probably be if I go away on holiday somewhere. I won't bother taking any. But normally if I'm at home, I'll take it every day. I might miss the odd day here and there. It's one of those things which you have to get into the routine of taking it, otherwise it's very easy to forget.
Which is exactly why I'm not taking it at the moment. It's one of those things where I want to take it, I just forget. That is why the pain in the arse is with creatine, is that it's one of those things where if you want to have an extended period of enjoying the benefits of it,
you need to take it every day.
You need to take it every day. Yeah. Now, it's cheap, so that's not actually a big issue in regards to finances, but it's just, if you're like me, where you can't remember your own fucking... Do you know what? This is why I was a bit late on the podcast, Bill. I forgot where I parked my car at work. So yeah, if you've got a memory like me, you know, it might be a bit of a pain. However, if you've been... So just a bit of context, if you've been supplementing it for a while and that you're properly saturated with it, you've loaded with it, then it might not be a major issue if you forget to take it for a couple of days or a week or so. But it's like one of those things where, like, if you buy a tub of creatine and you have 5 grams for like 3 days in a row, and then you forget, and then you just, every now and again you might take 5 grams, it might not make a massive difference if you've not loaded yourself previously. That's actually one of the benefits, I believe, in my personal opinion, to actually doing the loading phase as well. But we'll go more into that later on.
You say later on, we're going to go on to it literally right now, Tom.
Okay, we're going to talk about that right now.
We're going to as Tom was saying, so like you've got people like to load it. Which is like the whole thing is you normally have, what is it, like 25 grams a day for a week. So 25 grams a day.
5 scoops a day. Not all in one go.
No, not all in one go. No, it's not all in one go. It's just normally, so you saw me there, I smashed 5 grams just there live on air. I'd have to do that obviously 5 times in the day. I'd have it now, I'd probably wait a couple of hours, few hours, have another one, wait a couple of hours, have another one, wait a few hours, have another one. And then you'd have your 25 grams. But that's basically, I'd say, for those, I mean, if you're like desperate to saturate quickly.
If you want to feel the effects quicker, then you can saturate. I think, is it you saturate for up to 2 weeks, and then you, after that 2 week period, is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
It's 1 week. It's 1 week. It's 1 week.
Is it 1 week? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, 1 week. 7 days.
So after, God, that'd be an expensive loading phase, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. So after that first week, then you gradually go down to 3 to 5. 3 to 5 grams of protein.
And as we said, that's
protein,
enough to
creatine.
That's enough to maintain that 3 to 5. But people have said, we actually read some really recent stuff about this actually, about water. So one of the comebacks always against the loading phase was the common conception of creatine leading to sort of water bloating, because creatine it will like sort of basically saturate the muscles with water. Basically, that's why people always commonly associate with, if you take creatine, it can make your muscles look fuller and bigger, and you can look a bit bigger. That's what people like to say, and that's led down to the thing about water going to the muscles. So this then leads people to say, if you take 25 grams a day, you're going to get very bloated very quickly. But then, Tom, you found something, didn't you, quite recent about the whole thing about bloating?
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking find it. But I mean, I just want to quickly say one thing as a filler for me to actually find this piece. In regards to the loading phase, it's not something you have to do. You don't have to do it. It just means that the loading phase, it might mean you can get the benefits of it quicker, so it becomes more apparent, more noticeable, but you don't have to. You can buy a tub and just literally start on 3 to 5 grams on a daily basis. As long as you're doing it constantly, eventually you're going to feel the benefits anyway. Mm-hmm. But that's why I was saying, like, if you're like me and you tend to forget quite a lot, for me, I'd probably take it for 3 days straight and I'll start forgetting. Then I'll have like 2 day gap misses, etc.
Do you know how I combat that, Tom? The best way I do it is I just take it straight after my workout. And the only times I seem to forget is recovery days because I'm obviously not training on the days.
That's a point as well. It's not something you just take on days you're training. You take it
every day.
Every day.
Yeah, that's
whether
the
you're training
thing.
or not.
Yeah.
You take it every day. But yeah, with the loading phase, it might be one of those things where you can load it quicker. So if you do start forgetting, well, at least you've kind of already saturated yourself. That one day won't make a massive difference. But yeah, in regards to the water retention, there's evidence to show that creatine can lead to water retention, but there's also evidence to show that it might not. So it's one of those things where we're quite unsure on whether it does lead to water retention or not. It's not definite, it's not set in stone. I mean, look, if I was to just read the summary that the ISSN, I'm going to let the ISSN do the work here. But what they found was, in summary, while there is some evidence to suggest that creatine supplementation increases water retention, primarily attributed to increases in intracellular volume, over the short term, there are several other studies suggesting it does not alter total body weight, intra or extracellular, relative to muscle mass over longer periods of time. As a result, creatine supplementation may not lead to water retention. So we've got evidence suggesting both. Somewhere it did create water retention, somewhere it didn't. But I mean, in regards to that summary of water retention, I mean, one of the studies they did look at, they actually had people load it for 6 weeks, which was 0.3 grams to kg of lean body mass for 5 days. So that's more than the 3 to 5 grams per day. They was pretty much loading it. They was doing the loading phase for 6 weeks, and they showed that there wasn't really like a significant amount of water weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of an iffy one because a lot of people do still have this thing where it will make you hold on to water. We don't know. Some studies it did, some studies it didn't. We just don't know.